What's going on, everybody? Sports Player 2.0 Daniel here. And guys, we went 5-5 in the MLB today. Not so good, a 500 day, but not bad either. 5-5, mediocre. We gotta do better though. So let's move on to tomorrow's game. The Pirates are going to Chicago to face the Cubs. The Pirates come in at 6-7, and the Cubs also come in at 6-7. These two teams already played game one. The Pirates won today against the Cubs. And the pitching matchup for this game is Jose Quintana for the Pittsburgh Pirates and Drew Smyly for the Chicago Cubs. I'm going to take the Cubs here to even up the series. This is a 4-game set between the Pirates and the Cubs, and I think the Cubs will even it out at 1 apiece after 2 games. So give me the Cubs in that game. Next up, we have the Cardinals going to Cincinnati to face the Reds. The Cardinals come in at 7-4, and the Reds come in at 2-11. The Cardinals won their series against the Marlins. They won 2-1 against the Marlins, although they did lose the last game. And for the Cincinnati Reds, they got swept by the Padres. The Cincinnati Reds come in losers of 9 in a row, so they're looking to flip the switch here and get a win. The pitching matchup for this game is Steven Matz for the St. Louis Cardinals and Hunter Green for the Cincinnati Reds. I'm going to go with the Cardinals here. I think they will make the Reds' life even more miserable, and the Cardinals get it done here on the road in Cincinnati. Next up, we have the Giants going to Washington to face the Nationals. The Giants come in at 8-5, and the Nationals come in at 6-9. The pitching matchup for this game is undetermined for the Giants and Patrick Corbin for the Washington Nationals. For the San Francisco Giants, For the San Francisco Giants, they lost their series against the Mets. They lost 3-1 against the Mets. And for the Washington Nationals, they split their series against the Diamondbacks. They went 2-2 against the Diamondbacks. And the pitching I already told you. I'm going to go with the Giants. I think the Giants get it done. I think they do get back on track after losing to the Mets. I think they will beat the Nationals on the road in Washington. Next up, we have the Cleveland Guardians going to New York to face the Yankees. The Guardians come in at 7-5, and the Yankees come in at 7-6. The Guardians come in winning 3 in a row. The Yankees lost their last game, but they did win the series against the Tigers. And for the Cleveland Guardians, they swept the White Sox. That was a huge surprise right there. The Guardians swept the White Sox. And the pitching matchup for this game is undetermined for the Cleveland Guardians and Jameson Taillon for the New York Yankees. I'm going to go with the Guardians here. I think they're hot, and their hotness will continue here against the Yankees. They're going to win their 4th in a row on the road in New York. Next up, we have the Brewers going to Philadelphia to face the Phillies. The Brewers come in at 8-5, and the Phillies come in at 5-8. The Brewers come in winning 4 in a row. They swept the Pirates. And for the Phillies, they lost their series against the Rockies. Although they did win the last game, they did not get swept by the Rockies. They lost the series 2-1 against the Colorado Rockies. And the pitching matchup for this game is Freddie Peralta for the Milwaukee Brewers and Ranger Suarez for the Philadelphia Phillies. I'm going to go with the Brewers here. I think they're hot, and their hotness will continue here against the Phillies. Next up, we have the Colorado Rockies going to Detroit to face the Tigers. The Rockies come in at 8-4, and the Tigers come in at 5-7. The last series for the Colorado Rockies, they won their series against the Phillies. They beat them 2-1. And for the Detroit Tigers, they lost their series against the Yankees. They lost 2-1 against the New York Yankees. And the pitching matchup for this game is Antonio Senzatella for the Colorado Rockies and Tariq Skubal for the Detroit Tigers. I'm going to go with the Rockies here. I think they get it done on the road in Detroit. Next up, we have the Red Sox going to Tampa Bay to face the Rays. The Red Sox come in at 6-7, and the Rays come in at 7-6. The Red Sox lost their series to the Blue Jays. They lost 2-1 against the Blue Jays. And the Tampa Bay Rays, they won their series against the Cubs. They won 2-1 again versus the Cubs. And the pitching matchup for this game is Michael Wacha for the Boston Red Sox and Corey Kluber for the Tampa Bay Rays. I'm going to go with the Red Sox here. I think Michael Wacha will pitch really well against the Rays here and get it done on the road in Tampa Bay. Next up, we have the Marlins going to Atlanta to face the Braves. The Marlins come in at 5-7, and the Braves come in at 6-8. The pitching matchup for this game is Trevor Rogers for the Miami Marlins and Kyle Wright for the Atlanta Braves. The last series for the Miami Marlins, they lost their series against the Cardinals. They lost 2-1 against the Cardinals, although they did win the last game. They did not get swept. And for the Atlanta Braves, they lost their series against the Dodgers. They lost 2-1 against the Dodgers. I'm going to go with the Braves here. I think they will bounce back and beat the Marlins here at home. Next up, we have the Toronto Blue Jays going to Houston to face the Astros. The Blue Jays won their series against the Red Sox, and the Astros lost their series against the Angels. They took the first game, but then the Angels took the next two, so they lost that series against the Angels. And the pitching matchup for this game is Ross Stripling for the Toronto Blue Jays and Justin Verlander for the Houston Astros. I'm gonna go with the Astros here. I think they bounced back against that two-game losing streak and beat the Blue Jays here at home. Next up, we have the White Sox going to Minnesota to face the Twins. The White Sox come in at 6-6, and the Twins come in at 5-8. Hold on. Michael Kopech will pitch for the White Sox. Yeah, and I think this game, I'm going to pick the White Sox. I think the White Sox get it done against the Twins. Next up, we have the Baltimore Orioles going to Los Angeles to face the Angels. The Orioles come in at 4-9, and the Angels come in at 8-5. The pitching matchup for this game is Bruce Zimmerman for the Baltimore Orioles and Reed Detmers for the Los Angeles Angels. For the Baltimore Orioles, they lost their series against the Athletics. They lost 3-1 against the Athletics. And for the Angels, like I mentioned, they won their series against the Astros. They won 2 in a row and beat the Astros 2-1. I'm going to go with the Orioles here, though. I think the Orioles will get it done because Reed Detmers is not really good. And I like Bruce Zimmerman. I do like Bruce Zimmerman, so give me the Orioles in this game. Next up, we have the New York Mets going to Arizona to face the Diamondbacks. The Mets won their series against the Giants. They won 3-1 against the Giants. And for the D-backs, they split their series against the Nationals. The pitching matchup for this game is David Peterson for the New York Mets and Zach Gallen for the Arizona Diamondbacks. I'm going to go with the Mets here. I think they will win this game on the road in Arizona. Next up, we have the Los Angeles Dodgers going to San Diego to face the Padres. The Dodgers come in at 9-3, and the Padres come in at 9-5. The pitching matchup for this game is Julio Urias for the Los Angeles Dodgers and Nick Martinez for the San Diego Padres. For the Dodgers, they won their last series against the Braves. They won 2-1 against the Braves. And for the Padres, they swept the Reds. They won all 3 games against the Reds. And the pitching matchup for this game is, oh, I already said it. I think the Dodgers will win this game. I think so. Next up, we have the Kansas City Royals going to Seattle to face the Mariners. The Royals come in at 5-6, and the Mariners come in at 7-6. The Royals come in winning their last series against the Twins. They won 2-1 against the Twins. And for the Seattle Mariners, they won their series against the Rangers, but they did not sweep. The Rangers did get a game against the Mariners. And the pitching matchup for this game is Brad Keller for the Kansas City Royals and Chris Flexen for the Seattle Mariners. I'm going to go with the Royals here. I think Brad Keller will be pitching well, and I don't like Chris Flexen to start off the season. Look at that ERA and record. I don't think so. I think the Royals will win this game. And the final match of the day, we have the Texas Rangers going to Oakland to face the Athletics. The Rangers come in at 3-9, and the Athletics come in at 8-6. For the Texas Rangers, like I mentioned, they lost their series against the Mariners. They did win the last game, though. And for the Oakland Athletics, they won their series against the Orioles. They won 3-1 against the Orioles. And in this game, the pitching matchup is Glenn Otto for the Texas Rangers and Adam Oller for the Oakland Athletics. I'm going to take the Rangers here. I think they will build on that win today against the Mariners and bring it to Oakland and win that game against the Oakland Athletics. So that does it, guys, for today's picks for tomorrow's games. Hopefully, you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't yet, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.